I think it's a decision by the Supreme Court to be celebrated. They're going to go out there and they're going to grant rights back to the states. That's what the decision in the Supreme Court is all about, saying that it is not a constitutional right to take the life of the unborn, to take the life of a child. So that's the decision. I think that'll be a lot of the debate today, but I don't think I hope it doesn't become that sterile that we lose the conversation about what it is really deeper that we're talking about, the life of the child and the rights of mothers.
So why do you feel that that should be the state's right as opposed to the woman's right?
So I think it goes back to, again, the decision that was laid out by the Supreme Court to say this is not enshrined in the Constitution as a constitutional right. This has been iffy on both sides. I think that can be safely said on both sides of people dissenting in the Supreme Court, that is to say. And so that's where they came down to this decision. Now, to get personally into what my beliefs are on this, look, I'm a father and I'm a soldier. I've taken life. And I've helped to bring life into this world. I know the difference between evil. I know the difference between innocent. And I think that's in the end what we're talking about here. We're talking about the most innocent lives that exist. And when is that life a life? When is it a life? And that's where a lot of people come to, or a lot of people don't even want to get into that debate whatsoever. I'd wager $100 right now. None of my Democrat colleagues in the area would begin to give you any kind of answer on whether life begins when the child comes out of the womb or in the second or third trimester or at conception or anything else.
So what do you think is next for the state of Florida? We have a new law taking effect July 1st. What do you see moving forward?
So the constitutional right to determine abortion for Floridians will come down to the state. And I think this is absolutely something that the state house, state senate will be taking up, taking a look at and ultimately bringing to a vote.
Do you see Florida moving toward an all-out ban as opposed to the 15-week law that's going into effect?
I can't tell you that I have any gauge whatsoever on what Tallahassee lawmakers actually would vote on and do on this. I haven't ever literally heard any Tallahassee debate on this whatsoever. But I hope that they would choose to protect life. I hope that they would take a very hard look at saying, when is a life a life? And let's protect the most innocent lives.
Why do you think this issue right now, we've got a lot of issues facing our country. Was this something that was a problem that needed to be addressed, or why do you think this is happening now?
I don't know when originally this case came before the Supreme Court docket. Obviously, there was leaked potential decision by the Supreme Court in the previous weeks. And so this is something that has been ongoing. Why exactly it came out today, I couldn't give you that answer. And why it came on the Supreme Court docket when it did, I couldn't give you that answer.
Do you think it's an issue that's really been, facing a lot of Americans?
I think this is an issue that's been facing our country morally for nearly 50, and you could say beyond that is, and that is people like to say, oh, you can't inject morals into this. No, you can, and you should. We're talking about something that the left and the right agree on this in this issue, in my opinion. The most consequential decision for us, bringing a life into this world. Now talk about when is a life a life? And that's what the left doesn't want to discuss. They'll acknowledge that human life has intrinsic value, but they won't tell you when a life begins.
And what would you say to women who may be, living in your district who would say, this is taking away my rights? What would be your message to them?
I would say that it's not. Number one, there's not a constitutional right to take the life of an innocent child, in my opinion. And I believe that the Supreme Court has upheld that. I am all for pregnancy planning and bringing a child into this world in the most thoughtful way. That's what my wife and I did. We brought 4 children into this world in the most thoughtful way we could. And prior to that, as I said, I was very experienced with taking the most evil lives out of this world. And we should not confuse the difference between the two of those things.
Anything else that you want to say to the people of your community?
No, I appreciate you asking. This is an important issue for, it's a decision made here on Capitol Hill, just, a building over from where I'm standing right now. But this is something that, really goes to the moral fiber of the United States of America, in my opinion. I'm glad you're asking about it.
All right. Anything else, Congressman?
No, thank you.
All right. We appreciate your time. Thank you.